All right, I have a hot take about music education, and that is that American public school music education has gotten away from what it was supposed to be about originally. A lot of music teachers don't know how to work with students with high support needs, and that is because we have become so focused on standards and benchmarks and frameworks and constant progression of musical skills that we've forgotten that really what we're trying to do is make sure that all of our students grow up having access to the essential human experience of creating and loving music with other people. Now, the standards, frameworks, and benchmarks, those were the natural progression of the field. I've learned a lot from studying them and using them. But when I started working closely with Jen, who's a music therapist, she explained to me that music therapy really is about using music as a tool to advance non-musical growth. So as a music therapist, she might be working on communication and social skills. She might be working on motor skills, self-regulation, things like that, which are also outcomes of music education. And when she does music therapy, there are also musical outcomes, musical growth and learning happens. These two fields are sort of going in parallel. When you bring them together, that is adaptive music education. So adaptive music ed, working with students who have disabilities and high support needs, is really celebrating both musical and non-musical outcomes, which is really cool. So that's part of why music teachers don't know what to do with this student population, is because we've just been trained through our teacher prep programs to work with kids who are going to achieve and progress musically. And over time, we are going to see that with our adaptive music students, but the standards were not developed with our students in mind, and trying to hold them to those standards is doing them such a disservice. So one thing that most of our music class activities work on that's not musical, but is a really good non-musical goal, is called joint attention. Joint attention means paying attention to the same thing as somebody else at the same time. For a lot of our students who are autistic, this is a really important goal, but to establish and sustain joint attention. So if we can get them interested in a music class activity where they are doing the same thing as other people at the same time, that is a win, that is growth, and that is how we can see them immediately growing through music education, even if we're not necessarily hearing them sing on pitch, even if we're not seeing them, build technical skills on an instrument, they are still growing through music class. And that is completely worth celebrating because they are whole humans. They are being musical in the way that they are capable of doing, and what they are capable of doing matters. You're doing more than you know.